We're going to take a look at my listing at 42179 High Point Court in Ahwahnee. We affectionately call this Miners Town because it's got a whole miners theme. There's outbuildings, there's a little sculpture of a gold miner, and it's something I think you could lean into with your Airbnb listing. It's listed at $595. It's on about 2.5 acres. There are views. It's more kind of distant views over the trees. It's not a steep slope. It's a very gently sloping lot. We're listing it as 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. That's actually 2 homes. There's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath main house. We call it the ranch house. And then we've got a separate dwelling, which is a cabin that we'll get into a bit later. Anyway, I think this has good Airbnb potential. It's currently operating as an Airbnb and it's being offered fully furnished. But the current owner has, I think, missed some opportunities to increase or maximize revenue. We'll talk through a few of those. But we'll just page through some of the photos here. You can see the living room is nicely set up. We put new flooring in, new paint. Primary bedroom has been completely remodeled, but it's actually very tastefully done and nice and cozy. Full dining room. Here's the primary bedroom with ensuite bath that's been remodeled. And second bedroom here. And then we've got the third bedroom with bunk beds with a double on the bottom and a single on top. So it can accommodate quite a few guests. They've got the garage that's been converted to a game room to go hang out in. And recently added a hot tub. So when I talked about lack of revenue optimization, this is one of the items. This hot tub was just added this year. Statistically, a hot tub will add about $15,000 a year in gross revenue to your listing. And we haven't had a full year of results with this hot tub. And then I think the other thing to point out is that we've got this cabin. So if you go into the cabin, very rustic, very quaint and cozy, a great option for 3 guests. So there's a pull-out couch here. It's set up with a kitchen, full bathroom. It's got its own back patio. Now, this is an old hot tub that's been removed, and they haven't replaced it. So when I talk about missed opportunity, that's another one. Definitely would add a hot tub to the cabin, which would increase revenue. And then you can see this building is actually, there's our miner there. The building actually has another area. So this is the floor plan for the main house. See the layout there with the primary bedroom opposite the other 2 bedrooms. And then if we get into the cabin, here's the finished portion that you see. And here's another side, which is the same size as what you see there in the main cabin. Construction has begun. They closed it off from the cabin. They got access through the concrete slab to the septic and the plumbing and the electrical. But this could definitely be a really nice space, and I just included some AI renderings with and without furniture. So you can see this could be significantly upgraded and add a lot of value. That's the listing. Let me jump over to AirDNA and we'll just look at a couple of the numbers. First of all, the house itself should do about $67,000 a year in gross revenue. And what I'm going to do here, though, I'm going to bump this up to 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. And I think with the extra sleeping, we could get 10 guests in there. So we'll just pop that number in. Now you've got over 104,000. So what we see is the seasonality is going to tend to be a little bit more extreme with the larger groups, but missing an opportunity by not listing the whole property as one Airbnb listing. Now we'll go the other direction and show you the cabin, 1 bed, 1 bath, and in this case, 3 guests. Update that, and you've got 28,000. You've got the 68,000 plus the 28,000. You're pushing 100,000, but the reality is that you could get some incremental revenue by adding the listing for the whole property. Maybe it's grandparents traveling with the family. The grandparents would love to have their own space, but they can get together in the main house. This is an average that includes properties with and without hot tubs. So the fact that we didn't have one for a while and we're not taking advantage of the second space with a hot tub, that's leaving some money on the table, which is why we're currently below these projections for the existing property. Now, the other thing to keep in mind, though, is that the other side of the cabin could be turned into yet another space that would generate your 28,000 or so. So now you're touching on 120, 125, 130 range for the entire property, depending on how you manage it. I just wanted to show you what the potential is. It's an outstanding opportunity. You can get in and just operate it as is to get some revenue flowing, and then as the season starts to slow down, you can go in and make some improvements or finish out that other side of the cabin and bring the revenue number up and really, I think, generate good ROI. So you kind of have the best of both worlds, a turnkey property, but with upside potential with improvements. So with that, we'll just take a quick walk through the property and you get a sense of the layout, the land, the views, and what we're dealing with here at High Point Court.
We are at my brand new listing. It's at 42179 High Point Court here in Ahwahnee. And we like to call this Miners Town, as it will become obvious. There's actually a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, as well as a rustic cabin. So we'll show you both of those, but you can see we've got some outbuildings, kind of keeping with the Miners Town theme. Henry's Garage shop there. And we've got what we call the Miners Cabin. And as you can see, we've marked the parking for the ranch house or the cabin separately, so there's no confusion. So you approach on that gravel driveway. It's in really good shape. And then there's a little corral here. I think the previous owners had some animals. But over here at the Miners Cabin, first we'll take a look at one of these buildings. So this is set up as the general store. And again, kind of keeping with the Miners Town theme, you can see quite a bit of land. This is about a 2.5 acre lot. Modern conveniences, mini split. So we'll go ahead and head inside the cabin. So guests will park out here, come in this cabin, and it's, again, super quaint and rustic, but with modern HVAC and a TV, a nice queen size bed. There's a full bath with shower. Again, a lot of the finishes and appointments are keeping with the rustic cabin feel. This is actually a pull-out couch, so this space here can be rented to 3 guests. And that's actually a key to high occupancy because Airbnb will feed this cabin in the guest searches if they've got 3 guests. So you've got the nice little kitchen there, and then step out on this back porch. So it's a covered porch, some nice Adirondack chairs. You can enjoy the view. And as you can see, it's been set up with extra high capacity washer and dryer to keep up with the laundry needs of the short-term rental. And then on this end of the cabin, this is actually unfinished, but the work has been done to prepare the electrical and tie into the plumbing and septic. So this could either be an expansion of the existing cabin or a 3rd unit. There's a lot of potential here. So with that, we'll just step out on this patio and work our way to the expansive front porch. So we've got this nice covered porch where the guests can sit and enjoy the views, and 4 Adirondack chairs as well as a porch swing. Make sure that there's plenty of seating for the guests. You can see down there we've got the vestiges of the old mine at Minerstown. So let's step into the house. You'll notice that it's got updated luxury vinyl plank flooring throughout. Over on this end of the house, we've got 2 bedrooms. So a nice roomy bedroom here. Accommodates a king bed, no problem. And then this room here for the kids. So we've got a double and a twin. We want to make sure that we can support high occupancy. And then a full bath. So shower tub combo, a nice full bathroom. Got this living area, again, very comfortable, very roomy, formal dining area. And then the kitchen, which is open to the living area. So it's got that nice open feel. All the appliances work great. Nice new refrigerator, and we've got a little office cubby there. So over here, we've got the primary bedroom. Again, king size bed and full bath, which has been remodeled. So really nice finishes, tile, terracotta tile floor, and very comfortable for the primary guest. So we'll just step over here, and we've got another little desk, and then the laundry area with some cabinets and a table for folding clothes. And then we've got a game room. So a foosball table, vintage arcade game, and just a nice, comfortable place to hang out. So don't need a garage. We can use this space as a game room. So that's the interior of the ranch house. Let's just step outside. We've got a new addition, a hot tub, which is super important for guest satisfaction and high booking rates. Plenty of outdoor seating, a nice quiet area in the back, and then a full barbecue. That's Minerstown. This property is for sale. It's an active vacation rental. We can share with you the earnings reports, and I think it can be an outstanding investment with significant upside, with the opportunity to add that 3rd unit.